Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of calls in the country for not only defunding the police, but also reform. And Congress is now responding with legislation for reform. Something that's definitely long overdue. People only been complaining forever, long before the death of George Floyd, which has kicked off all of the protesting around the country. So today, Congress has come forward to announce a bill, a measure they will be taking up for police reform. So never say your voice don't make a difference. It really does. So this came out on the Washington Post, June 8th, 2020. Congressional Democrats unveil sweeping police reform legislation in response to Floyd's killing. The Justice in Police Act of 2020 would ban chokeholds, establish a national database to track police misconduct, and prohibit certain no-knock warrants, among a range of steps. Well, they definitely need to do a lot about police profiling that many people in the Black community have to endure on a regular basis. And a lot of these profiles are unfounded, right along with a lot of the 911 calls on Black people when nothing is going on. These folks are horrible at profiling and they shouldn't do it, period. Okay, if you're not getting the real criminals most of the time and you're just calling on individuals that are not doing anything, or cops are out here profiling individuals that are just walking along minding their business, then you're horrible at profiling. You probably shouldn't be doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and just play a segment of this recent video that came out from the Washington Post on Congress coming forward to announce the new reform measures that they are trying to pass. Go ahead and play.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Karen Bass, for your tremendous leadership. Under the leadership of Karen Bass, many of us had the privilege last year of going to Ghana to observe the 400th anniversary of the first slaves going across the Atlantic. America really there was no United States, but going across the Atlantic. It was a horrible, the kidnapping, the purchase of those slaves, the dungeons in which they were kept. And if they survived that, to be on a slave ship. And if they survived that, to be sold into slavery. And then everything that came from that. When we were in Selma, only just in March, we saw at Brian Stevenson's, one of his museums, a beautiful display, heartbreaking display, but children, little children saying, "Mama, Mama, has anyone seen our mother?" These children separated from their mothers, the cruelty of that. And that's why when George Floyd called out for his mother, when he was subjected to that knee in the neck, it was just a continuation of some horror that has existed in our country for a very long time. So Mr. Clyburn, Mr. Hoyer, our distinguished leader, Mr. Clyburn, our whip, joined Karen Bass, Leader Schumer, two senators, leaders on this issue, Congresswoman Harris, Senator Harris, Senator Booker, in the Emancipation Hall, aptly named for those who built the Capitol of the United States in their honor. We're there for 8 minutes and 46 seconds on our knees. My members will attest, it's a very long time. It's a very long time. And I graciously led them in falling over when it was over so that they could do the same thing. Why the Justice in Policing Act will remove barriers to prosecuting police misconduct and covering damages by addressing the quality immunity doctrine. It will demilitarize the police by limiting the transfer of military weaponry to state and local police departments. It will combat police brutality by requiring body and dashboard cameras, banning chokeholds, no-knock warrants in drug cases, and end racial profiling. Will finally make lynching, Mr. Hoyer, a federal hate crime. And I support Chairwoman Bass and Representative Bobby Smith and our two distinguished senators, Harrison Booker and others, for their work in helping to pass H.R. 35 this year. Police brutality is heartbreaking reflection of an entrenched system of racial injustice in America. True justice can only be achieved with full, comprehensive action. That's what we are doing today. This is a first step. There is more to come. In the coming weeks, the House will hold hearings, mark up the bill. Once the House passes it, the Justice and Policing Act, Leader McConnell will he must swiftly take it up. Leader in the Congress, the president must not stand in the way of justice. The Congress and the country will not relent until this legislation is made into law. My colleague, Mr. Clyburn, is
all right. I do not want to hear James Clyburn. I barely wanted to hear Nancy Pelosi, y'all. But as you can see, they are pushing legislation that they're going to be taking up real soon on police reform. You know, despite the fact that they're doing that, I still think the police should be defunded. You know, both should really happen in this country. It's been long overdue for something to be done about cops. And unfortunately, these politicians, they spent their entire career pushing criminal reform, but they would never push police reform. And now you see what the end result of that is. People are being brutalized and profiled, and they are escalating situations instead of de-escalating. And too many people have died for no damn reason up in this country, along with being jailed for no reason. And it's gone on for too long. Now people don't want to hear anything else about another criminal reform bill. You better start getting legislations for these cops and these cops only. That's the only thing people want to hear. So, ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.